Hello everyone and welcome to Greyhammer. We're going to be going over Lord Croak list for 2000 points, which may not seem super crazy since that's probably what you're used to with Lord Croak, but let's get into it because I think it's going to be a really fun list because we did try our 1k list. Let's see how the 2k list. Obviously, we have Source Guard in here, Lord Croak, and a lot of other magical support items. Kind of the goal here is to do a bunch of mortal damage and be able to hold objectives and just kind of keep people off of them. I think this is a pretty good list. You'll have to let me know if you play more competitive, what you think of this list and see any improvements for it. But let's get into the actual list here. So, Lord Croak is, of course, your War Master General. You need a Skink Star Priest with him, 2 units of 20 Source Warriors, and a unit of 10 Source Warriors. And then your Slan Star Master will lead the other regiment with 280 points, Skink Star Priest with him as well, a unit of Source Warriors and a unit of Source Guard as well, running us out to 1990 points. I think it really has a decent amount of bodies here. 65 like infantry models, so nothing to slack on there. And you're definitely just getting lots and lots of magical support out of this, so you can actually buff up those infantry models quite a bit. So for asterisms, you're probably going to go Tapak the Seer, though Quetzal the Preserver works pretty well. Probably easiest to get Tapak the Seer by the 3rd battle round. So you could then get Quetzal by then. So that's probably what you want to do. Just guarantee that mortal damage from Lord Croak, or at least as much as you can. So getting a +1 to cast through that. You can either go Celestial Translocation or Sunclaw Star Host. Sunclaw is going to focus on making your Saurus hit harder. Celestial Translocation focuses on making your Saurus more maneuverable. So it's really kind of up to you to determine what you want to do with this. I think Celestial Translocation is probably better, but y'all can go ahead and talk about it in the comments for me. So, your Slan Star Master can take the Incandescent Recesses and Being of the Stars just to make him significantly more durable. And you can't do that on Lord Croak, unfortunately, but Lord Croak is a bit durable in and of himself and will have Saurus units to support there. Onto the War Scrolls. Lord Croak has, we've talked about his War Scroll once before, but he has 18 health, a 5-inch move, 4-up save, control 5. He's got a 12-inch shooting attack with only 1 attack, hitting on 2s and wounding on 3s, with a rend of 2 and d6 damage, and he can shoot in combat. His Azerite Force Barrier is 2d6 attacks in melee, 3s to hit, 3s to wound, rend 1, 1 damage, crits are mortals. You get to add 2 to casting rolls, add 1 to unbinding rolls and banishment rolls, and he can unbind and banish manifestations within anywhere on the battlefield instead of just within 30. So if you're kind of keeping track with Tapak, that's going to give you +3 to cast and +1 to unbinding. Yes, only 1 to unbinding. His ability Dead for Renewable Ages is where he gets most of his durability. At the end of any turn while he's damaged, he has to use this ability where you roll 3d6 and add the number of damage points. On a 20+, this unit is destroyed, otherwise heal 18. So he's definitely a bit of a risky character, because he's not necessarily 100% durable all the time, but if you roll well, then he's very, very durable. So it's just kind of trying to figure out, do you want to take the risk? Arcane Vassal allows him to pick a friendly skink wizard wholly within 18, and then measure the range and visibility of the next spell from the target instead of this unit. The target is treated as the caster for purposes of other abilities or spell effects. Um, yeah, it really bums me out that you can't do this for multiple spells, but, or at least the way I'm reading it. Let me know if I'm wrong. But it does give you a little bit more extra range on some of his spells, keeps him a little bit safer. Celestial Deliverance is his innate spell with a casting value of 7. You can cast this spell more than once per phase, pick up to 3 different visible enemy units within 18, then make a casting roll of 2d6 and just inflict d3 mortal damage on each target. One of the best spells in the game, and the fact that he can cast it 3 times just bumps that up even. Just can do 3d3 mortal damage, so can really nuke down some targets. You can do 9 mortal damage to each target if you roll it really well, if you've casted it on the same targets 3 times. So, definitely something that can do a good bit of damage. Slandstar Master himself, the little unnamed version, 9 health, 5-inch move, 5 up save, control 2. 6 attacks in combat, 3s to hit, 3s to wound, rend 1, 1 damage, and is crit mortals. He gets to do the same thing as Lord Croak, basically, except worse. So he adds 1 to casting. He does have the spell that you can add 1 to the casting for other friendly Seraphim Wizards wholly within 12. So you can definitely make it so that Lord Croak can get a +4 to his casting roll. And if you remember, it was a casting value of 7, which is on average what you're going to roll. So now you only need a 3 on 2 dice. So as long as you don't roll snake eyes, you're going to be getting your spells off. And chances are your opponent is not going to be able to unbind your rolls. He's got the same Arcane Vassal ability. The big difference between him is he can summon back units, where you pick a friendly Seraphim unit that started the battle with 3 or more models and has been destroyed, and roll a dice. On a 4-up, set up a replacement unit with half the number of models, wholly within 12 and more than 9. So you can bring back some Saurus, can be pretty useful. Means you don't have to be as defensive with your Saurus as you would otherwise have to be. Saurus Warriors themselves, we've got 2 health, 5-inch move, 4 up save, control 1. We've gone over their rules so many times. 2 attacks apiece, 3s to hit, 3s to wound, rend 1, 1 damage, and you add 1 to save rolls while each model in this unit is contesting an objective you control. I was told in the comments that it's actually quite a bit easier to get a unit of 20 on than I was thinking, so really good. Give you that 3 up save, and if you took Topok, 3 up save ignoring 1 rend. Saurus Guard, these are going to be your bodyguard for your Slan. 2 health apiece, 5-inch move, 3 up save, control 1. 3s attacks, 3s to hit, 3s to wound, rend 1, 1 damage. And while any friendly Slan units are within this unit's combat range, both this unit and the Slan units get a ward of 5 up. Croak already has a ward of 4 up, I want to say. Let's go back. Well, I don't have it on here, but I believe it's a 4 up ward. If not, the 5 up may still work. But you can definitely use them to guard the Slandstar Master. So kind of tactics for this, Lord Croak can deal mortal wounds from a distance. That's what you're going to do. Just now that his spell range is 18 instead of 12, you got a lot more options with that. Slandstar Master you're going to use to deal magical damage to hordes and buff Croak's casting. Also, you can buff Saurus. I didn't put in what spell lore, but you're going to take the one that allows you to run and charge. Your Skink Star Priest can also provide magical support and buffs, along with being a vassal. And I didn't include their reward scroll, we've talked over them a lot, but you can give your Saurus crit auto wounds, basically, with them. Saurus Warriors can hold objectives and act as defensive blocks, just kind of being that defensive force you really need. And then your Saurus Guard are going to be able to defend the Slan and Lord Croak, just buffing up the ward saves for your Slan, and just kind of getting in the way of people attacking Croak. That's really all for this list. If you wanted to, you could go an Astrolith Bearer, but I don't think you need to, just because he doesn't really buff your casting anymore. It definitely isn't as necessary to bring him with if you go a magic heavy list. And so let me know what you would change out if you would like to change some things out. I think this list can do a lot of mortal damage. Next week's list is going to be me trying to figure out to do the max number of mortal damage, which I'm pretty excited about. But yeah, let me know if you have any optimizations for this one. But that's going to be it for today. Thank you for watching. Please go ahead and like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more like it. And leave those comments down below. Goodbye now.